If you've been waiting for a shift in the market, June brought some movement, inventory climb, but the response wasn't what you would expect. Today, we're breaking it all down for the month of June in Shasta County. Plus, at the end, Jerome Powell just gave an update on interest rates that could shape how the rest of the year is going to pan out. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Rooted in Redding. I'm Faith Barrett, your local guide to everything here in Redding, California. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and drop your thoughts in the comments as we share weekly content about Redding and the housing market as a whole. Okay, so let's kick things off by looking at inventory, active versus new listings. Now, first, a quick breakdown. Active listings is currently the entire inventory, whether it's new this month or not. And new listings are literally homes that just hit the market this specific month. So in June, when we look at these numbers, active listings rose nearly 29% from this time last year, which is one of the biggest inventory jumps we've recently seen. New listings also ticked up by about 14%, which means more sellers are listing, but we are also seeing homes sit longer, contributing to that overall buildup. Now, year to date, active and new listings are up roughly 10% and 8% this year compared to last year. So it's a steady growth, but not a flood of inventory. Now, despite more homes on the market, sales activity stayed fairly steady. We had about 205 homes close escrow in June, which is down just about 3.8% from last year. Now, year to date, sold homes are down about 7% overall, but interestingly, the most active price range so far this year has been $399,000 to $500,000 with 109.5 closings. So that's that sweet spot for buyers here in Shasta County. Now, as far as pending sales, we had 219 homes go under contract in June, which is basically flat from last year. Year-to-date pending sales are down less than 1%, showing a slow but steady buyer presence. Now, a number that I always like to go over in the market update is the absorption rate. Now, this number rose to 5.14 months in June. Now, a quick recap, 0 to 3 months is a seller market, 3 to 6 is a neutral market, and 6+ months is a buyer market. So just for reference, last June we were at 3.83 months, and even last month we were just sitting at 4.9. So while we're still technically in a neutral zone, it's starting to feel like a buyer's market. The pace has slowed, the buyers are uncertain, and negotiations are definitely happening. Now, the sale to list price ratio is around 95.7%, which means homes are selling for nearly 5% under asking on average. Median sales price for June was $379,000, a slight dip from last year, but year to date, we're still seeing about a 2% growth, with the median price holding around $373,750. So values are holding, but they definitely are moving slower. Now, average days on market are starting to hit at 86 days, which is up nearly 18% from June of 2024. So yes, homes are still selling, but sellers need to be more strategic and buyers are seriously taking their time. Let's talk about interest rates and the broader economy. Right now, the average 30-year fixed mortgage is hovering between 6.7 to 6.8%, and rates across the board remain elevated. Now, this definitely keeps affordability tighter and definitely factors into buyers' decision-making. So what are the Feds thinking and where are interest rates headed? Well, at a recent event, Fed Chairman Jerome Powell reiterated that the Fed is in this wait-and-watch mode. While many were hoping for a rate cut by now, he has made it clear that with the recent tariff announcements, they have created new uncertainty, and the Fed is responding with caution. Now, what's interesting is that despite those tariffs, inflation hasn't spiked like many have expected. Consumer prices have only seen a modest uptick, but analysts are warned that the full impact could still hit in the months ahead as those costs work through the supply chains. That's kind of why Jerome Powell is playing it safe. And after what happened post-COVID, inflation taking off, and the Fed racing to catch up, he definitely doesn't want to repeat that mistake. Even if the numbers look stable today, the Fed is more concerned about what might come next. So the bottom line is rate cuts are still on the table for late 2025, but they're not guaranteed, and it's going to depend on inflation, the labor market, and how these tariffs play out. So where does that leave you, whether you're buying or selling? Well, here's the good news. This is definitely not a broken market. It's just a bit more of a thoughtful, strategic market. And that really means opportunities still exist if you're working with someone who actually understands what's going on behind the scenes. For sellers, pricing and presentation is everything. But homes are still selling, especially in that sweet spot price range. So whether you're thinking about making a move now or just watching the market from the sidelines, we are definitely here to help you navigate with confidence, not fear. If this video helped you understand the market better, especially in Shasta County, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give it a like, and leave a comment below what your thoughts are. Where do you think the market's heading? And do you think rates are actually going to drop this year? And like I said, if you're curious what this market means for your specific home or situation, my contact info is in the description, and I'd love to connect. As always, thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of Rooted in Redding, where we not only help you find a home, but a community to thrive in. We will catch you next week.
What do I do?